going on, guys? It's your boy Matt St. Jack. Whether you're an avid anime fan, a wee tadpole still finding your way, or anywhere in between, I'll be providing my opinions and insights on anime old and new. Think Yelp with help from friends and producers from other shows weighing in. I know you can't wait to hear, and I can't wait to tell, so let's get to it. This is Matt St. Jack with Anime Talk. Let's go.
I'm Bo Maddox.
I'm Robert Ortegon.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
Hello, boys and ghouls. My name is Jason from Dads from the Crypt podcast.
And this is Collateral Cinema. Welcome to a special 420 edition of Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We are podcasting straight from somewhere in South Texas. And yes, my friends, we are a 420 friendly podcast, which is especially relevant for this episode today. So happy 420, smoke it if you've got it. We have dabs, blunts, bongs, or joints. So hell yeah.
What about the edibles?
Oh, all the edibles, of course. I mean, you got to have the edibles, right?
Shit.
What they have here is they have Pabst now has a hard seltzer cannabis drink.
Oh, nice.
With
If you want to be real classic.
like Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Yeah,
Yep.
American Ribbon.
Holy shit.
Ooh, what the hell? That's amazing. My mind is already blown, and we're not even a couple of minutes into this.
It's pretty good. They're like $5 a pop, 10 milligrams. They'll get you going.
Oh, man, that sounds amazing. I mean, even here in Texas, we have Delta 8 versions of stuff like Sour Patch Kids and I think even like snack foods like Doritos and like Swedish Fish. They have the Delta 8 THC in them. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing like some Kratom right now, dude.
Kratom as well?
Yeah, a lot of people are doing Kratom, dude. We saw a lot of that shit.
I can't say that I've ever tried Kratom, but obviously we definitely have some stimulants, I should say, or some party favors. Not so much stimulants, but some. We could have some sativa, right? I mean, that's the stimulating weed, right?
All feels the same.
And the hybrids.
I'm a sativa guy, so
It does,
I like to podcast on sativa because I want to be full of energy. So as long as that's what my plug actually got for me, that's what I'm smoking right now.
Early morning stuff.
Yeah, the early morning stuff that gets you going.
Smoke that shit when you go to work, yeah, and then off to work, right?
Well, whatever you smoke, this is one of those movies that is just so tailor-made for being high on the marijuanas that, I mean, I can't even describe it. It's an important movie for me because, for one, it's from our friends at William Street at Adult Swim. You know, very important stuff right there. And also, it's like the flagship Adult Swim show, you know, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters. This movie is just so much fun. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, right, Robert? We just had a blast watching it.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, freaking hilarious, man.
Oh, my God. What are y'all's first initial thoughts on this? We'll go ahead and start with Jason.
So I haven't watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force in like 20 years. I remember my roommate was watching it. I was just like, this is really stupid. I didn't get it at the time. And I just kind of wrote it off. So until you guys mentioned it, I haven't really even given any thought until then. So I did a quick YouTube search just to refresh myself on like just the ins and outs of it. And then I sat down last night, and whew, it's a ride.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you get everything in this movie. A little bit of everything. Action, comedy, horror, drama, lots of making out.
I almost thought it was like Metalocalypse for a second too.
Oh, no, Metalocalypse is an Adult Swim show.
Yeah, I do like Metalocalypse. Yeah,
it's very much an extended Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode. That's what it is. It's just a feature-length Aqua Teen episode, but it's got appearances from most of the more marketable characters. So you kind of get, like you said, Bo, a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I was telling Bo that the cover looks like Tenacious D too.
Yeah, the cover is pretty much purposely evocative of stuff like fantasy book and movie covers. Like Conan the Barbarian and everything. Maybe a little bit of Star Wars there.
Ooh, no, you're right. An old Star Wars cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very intricate poster and everything. Very intricately done.
Oh yeah.
And that's not really something that you would expect from like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which, it's gone through different phases throughout its span of time on television. And I mean, it recently just came back not too long ago.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
I don't think I've seen any of the new episodes, but
I caught a little bit of one of the new episodes. It was interesting. I mean, they did kind of pick up where they left off from the last episode that they did.
I mean, is there any actual continuity to anything? Because even within this movie, it's all just...
Well, no. I mean, it's explained to you at the beginning of the movie, and you don't explain the plot here. I mean...
I was telling Bo, this is like almost a better version of South Park, bigger, larger, and uncut, too.
Yeah, really? I mean, bigger, longer, and uncut, that's still a hell of a movie. I mean, it's still a lot of fun.
Funny as shit.
And just like Ash said, I mean, the thing that makes that movie work the way it does is because it's literally just an extended episode. They didn't really try to, rock the boat or anything when it came to their formula. And this movie is very much the same way. It's everything that makes Aqua Teen Hunger Force what it is, just kind of coalesced into something a lot more pure. This is the purest form of this type of humor.
In the YouTube video I watched, it basically said that like the plots of the show episodes are really nonsensical. It's just about the characters.
Yes, exactly.
Driving it. And I think that really helped me settle in. Like, don't think about what plot or what's happening too much, and just stay like in the moment with being with those characters. And I think that really calibrated me, because I'm very much analytical when it comes to like when I watch a movie. I'm like thinking about the plot and like how everything's kind of tying together. And this is the anti that. This is like anti-analysis movie. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm the same way, Jason. Like, I normally am very analytical, and but for something like this, I kind of just have to turn my brain off, and that's a good argument as to why this is a good stoner movie, because it's a movie best enjoyed high as fuck.
Now, it made me actually think of like David Lynch, like in his really surreal ways, where like it's really not. It seems nonsensical, but there is some sense or something behind the scenes of what like David Lynch does to tie it together. And they're kind of doing that same thing, obviously in a very different flavor. But like when you watch like David Lynch or like, like The Sopranos or something like that, when they do those dream sequences, and you're like, oh, this is just random scenes put together. But there's like a unifying something going on there.
Well, it's kind of funny that you bring up David Lynch, though, because these same people, Dave Willis and Matt Maiellaro and all of these people like Vishal Roney, like everybody and Croker and all of them, they did a show called 12 Ounce Mouse, which is essentially their take on the Lynchian surrealism and everything. It's pretty much like Adult Swim's Twin Peaks, very much.
Yeah, Twin Peaks, exactly.
Yeah, and that is actually something that is even less coherent and more nonsensical, yet somehow it still kind of circles back and has a storyline. You know, it's just very obtuse in the way that it tells that story. And Aqua Teen Hunger Force is kind of like that in many ways. I mean, it's an idiosyncratic show. And like you said, it's a character-driven show. And you have to really, really, like, kind of get to know these characters, like, really, really deeply to know where they're coming from. You know, you need to know why Shake is such an anarchist and why, you know, why Frylock is such a realist and everything, and why Meatwad is so happy-go-lucky and everything. You know, it's very much about what these characters experience, and you're pretty much kind of experiencing what they're experiencing with them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the constant in this bizarre world where nothing makes any sense.
And in a way, we're always kind of on the sidelines, like even when we have another human character like Carl Brutanananaluski, the man, the myth, the legend. It's like, I mean, come on. I mean, they made a song about him.
That guy is like always rolling with some $high shit.
He is. We noticed that he has he has a goddamn Trans Am. He's got rings. He's got gold chains. He's got a tanning bed. He's got disposable income, and he barely does anything. So, but canonically speaking, he is kind of tied to the mob. It's like in later episodes of Aqua Teen, whenever they start changing the name of the series for reasons, like it's kind of confirmed that he has ties to the mob. Everything, but he's kind of in many ways like the audience a little bit here. You know, he's always just kind of like, oh wow, yeah, of course this is going to happen. It's like, why wouldn't it? You know,
the friendly next door neighbor to the sitcom, right? Yeah.
He doesn't really know how to deal with most all of this shit. You know, but he just goes with it. He deals with it.
He often plays the straight man against the trio, but, you know, in a lot of ways, he's a kooky character in his own right.
Totally. I mean, first time we see him in this movie, he's already got fiber optic pants on that wicks the sweat off his balls, you know? And it's like, man, I want some fiber optic sweatpants that wick sweat off my balls. I want that. It's like, it seems to me that Carl just has the good things in life. He's good, man. He even has a pool, man. He has a freaking pool.
Oh man, Carl's taking care of that. He's the man. Dude.
He's the man, man. He's got enough internet bandwidth to just watch all the pornography, man. It's just, man, he's like a great American when you think about it.
Damn
honestly, that Z28 he pulled up with, I'm like, dude, you're the man.
No, he's riding high and mighty right there, man.
You know what? He has every right to shout at them, like, hey, get out of my pool.
Get out of my pool.
Get out of my freaking pool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the characters are obviously the bread and butter of this series. And in this movie, I mean, this is like the perfect representation of Shake and Meatwad and Frylock. Like, first of all, like, Robert, what is your favorite character and why?
It'll probably always be Meatwad too, right?
Oh man, Meatwad is great though.
Make the money, see?
Yeah, probably
Meatwad get the money, G.
The dumbest shit he says, and it just, you know, his comedic timing is pretty fucking spot on.
It's amazing because he is kind of just a child, you know. Mm-hmm. In the actual series proper, he's confirmed to have a plastic cat toy brain. Like, it's literally a cat toy.
A cat toy brain. Oh my god.
Well, there's something kind of sweet and innocent about that I find endearing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but if you cross him though, oh no, he can be pretty nasty. That's the thing about him. Yeah. It's kind of a sweet and naive exterior, but I mean, honestly, he could be kind of G every now and again.
Yeah,
you know,
just fucking hilarious.
Seriously, I mean, even when he's getting bullied by the Moonanites, I mean, he's still just like, "Hey guys." I like how they go off of random tangents, really, and it's just like some of it leading to nothing, really. Well, that's pretty much what this entire movie is a bunch of tangents and first tangent is, of course, the first 10 minutes of the movie, which we'll get to here in the first couple minutes of the movie, which we'll get to here in a little bit.
Originally, that's like alternative comedy. It's just like a bunch of improv leading to nothing.
Oh,
really.
it's honestly the most late 2000s thing ever. Like, I mean, there's just certain things that are said and done in this movie that can only really happen in that time.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But going back to my initial question, how about you guys? What are your favorite characters in this movie and in this series, and why?
I mean, probably meat. Like I said, the meatwad.
Meatwad.
But I definitely associate more with Frylock. I think that's just more my spirit animal. My other favorite one though is I don't know what the hell they're called. The big yellow.
Those are the Plutonians.
Plutonians,
Yeah,
the one with the German accent.
Yeah, Uglethorpe and Emery.
Yeah, I thought that was like some Switzerland shit or something.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's voiced by Andy Merrill and C. Martin Croker. May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Merrill, of course, he played Brack. That's his classic character, is Brack from The Brack Show and Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Mm. And yeah, he's Uglethorpe, and he's hilarious as this character. I mean, he's always just this real like hyper nerdy guy with an Austrian accent. It's hilarious, you know. Yeah, the Plutonians are great though, and there was actually a little mini episode that they were going to do. They put together a pilot where it was called Space Kataz, where it was pretty much them versus the Moonanites and like a little conflict or whatever, and it was actually spliced up amongst like the season 3, season 4 episodes at the beginning, instead of Dr. Weird. Yeah. How about you, Ash? What's your favorite character?
I'm going to have to go with Carl.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
The man.
That's right. Fucking South Jersey mook, bro.
I don't know, just like how done he is with their shit all the time, you know? But at the same time, like, he's just the most hilarious character to me.
Oh no! One of the all-time classic Carl moments is at the end of the Thanksgiving episode with the cybernetic turkey and everything. A bunch of them show up, and he's eating the turkey, and they all point their weapons at him, and they're like, "What are you eating?" And it's just like, "Your great, and then they just point the lasers at him. He's just like, "Your mother." And he just fucking gets blown to shit. It's so amazing. He just gets his ass blown to fucking shit.
I know.
And it's incredible.
Just say Smith.
Exactly. Just say so. None of this doesn't matter. None of this matters.
None of this matters.
None of this matters.
There is a meme going around where it's Carl amongst the stars. And you're just like, this don't matter. None of this matters.
None of this matters.
That's like my life slogan. That's why I love Carl. This don't matter.
Oh man,
none of this matters.
Now, of course, my favorite character, of course, is Dr. Weird. Dr. Weird is the best, man.
Behold,
he's just gentlemen. Behold, vegetables that threaten man for generations. The great C. Martin Croker, right there. Once again, may he rest in peace. He died a couple of years back. And he was so integral to Adult Swim in so many ways. I mean, he was Zorak in the Brack Show and in Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You know, he was Dr. Weird, and he also played Ned, the assistant, as well. So, and he's like one of those integral people in William Street that really just kind of really formed the culture of Adult Swim, more or less. But yeah, I mean, Dr. Weird is absolutely the best character. He has some of the best lines in the entire series and some of the best line in this movie. He's like, my father said that this castle would be the Weird family for generations, and now it's being turned into a fucking loft. It's like, that's so classic, and just that music, that sting of music that you hear, da da da, like, just whenever I hear that just instantly just takes me back in time, man. That takes me back to the mid to late 2000s, and just, you know, smoking blunts while watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force and C Lab and all that.
Hell yeah, bro.
So, I mean, that's really what it is, man. It's like, to me, Dr. Weird is just an important part of Adult Swim, period. You know? But anyway, on to the what actually happens in this movie. Like we said, we're not going to explain the plot here. We're not going to explain it. And the reason for that is what happens in the first couple of minutes of the movie, which is quite possibly one of the greatest introductions of a movie ever.
Oh, yeah.
Probably up there with Raiders, right?
Actually, that is a good movie.
It really is.
Terminator 2 is good, too. We got to do Terminator 2.
Okay, Robert. Okay, you've had enough weed now, dude.
Hey.
You've had enough.
Never enough.
You've smoked enough, my man.
Never enough. We need to talk about sequels that live up to the original one, right?
Oh, my God. Are we going on a tangent, Robert?
Probably. I mean,
is that what's happening here?
It's better than Dead Egg.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
A little inebriated,
but we have Jason here, and you're embarrassing me in front of our guests.
Oh,
We're not in front of anybody.
Pish,
really.
Pish, posh, Robert.
well, what's funny was, so I watched this off of Plex. I don't know if you guys ever used Plex before.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And Plex does those little, like, whenever you're starting a movie, it does like a little Plex like ad or something like that, or just like a little montage real quick.
Yeah.
And when it started doing the let's go to the lobby bit with like the anthropomorphic like foods.
Yeah.
I thought that was a Plex thing. I didn't realize that was the actual movie. So I'm like, wait, what is happening?
Really?
That's great.
And honestly, that's what's so amazing about it, is that you're not expecting it. I mean, you are kind of thinking, it's like, wait, is this something that the theater is doing? And then you actually listen to what they're singing, and then you're just like, oh okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, then they start mentioning don't whip out your penis. And it's like, indecent exposure is a class 2 felony. You know?
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
But then Mastodon just comes up and shits all over that. Now, I've seen Mastodon twice. Nice. They are an amazing band, dude. I saw them once with Killswitch Engage and Slayer, and then I saw them again in Ozfest in 2008, I want to say. And man, honestly, they were perfect for this movie, honestly. And they're from Atlanta, Georgia, so that's why it was easy for William Street to get them on this movie, you know, because that's an Atlanta-based company as well. And man, I love the song, man. I love that part, dude. I remember watching it in the theater, just like, whoa, are we really going there, dude? It's like, and it's a badass song too. It's actually really well produced and well done, as Mastodon does.
Yeah, that opening scene is so fucking great. I loved it. And like, especially with the context that this was originally, you know, theatrically released, that's actually really funny.
An ancient wizard. A child with a secret. A woman with a past. How y'all doing? A galaxy torn asunder. A cop on the edge.
Where are my freaking pants?
A hidden tomb. A mythical kingdom. Ancient, mythical, secret kingdom tomb. Guy that runs the tomb. And a flaming chicken. In 2007, none of these things appear in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters. Except the chicken.
We're here to throw down! Welcome home, baby.
From the first assistant director of the second unit of Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and the production assistant of the video, Know Your Friar, comes the adventure of a lifetime. An animated epic featuring 3 all-new backgrounds and 5 characters.
Did you see that chicken guy running around?
And this chicken.
That guy was weird.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force: the movie born for theaters.
I don't remember any of this.
But yeah, it's quite possibly one of the greatest intro sequences of all time. What do you guys think?
Definitely.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was good.
Oh man, it's just so memorable. I mean, it like I said, it just catches you off guard.
It
I mean,
does. I mean,
and then the way that they cycle it back at the end of the movie is fantastic as well. Like they just show up, sing another little verse, and then credits. It's amazing.
yeah, I didn't expect it. Really, it was pretty much like Metalocalypse stuff. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Metalocalypse. Which, by the way, Death Clock is touring again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting if they would have done like a crossover movie.
With Aqua Teen and
Deathlock and Sea Lab.
Metalocalypse.
Dude, that'd be sick as fuck.
That would have been amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, because they're both kind of metal shows. I mean, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a metal ass show when you get down to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they've even had a lot of metal musicians on their show. I mean, they've had Zach Wilde, you know, mainly.
So they had like
yeah.
WK and
Andrew WK. Unfortunately, they had Ted Nugent.
well,
Ugh. Yeah.
I like how they started playing all that fucking what was that? Oh man.
What was it? What was it, Robert?
I was gonna say Neil Diamond, but no, it wasn't Neil Diamond. What's his name?
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart. It was Neil Peart, dude, from Rush.
The Phil Collins. Yeah, that and the Phil Collins.
Oh, the Phil Collins.
Also,
yeah.
It's hilarious that they managed to bring "Coming in the Air Tonight" into it out of all songs. You know,
because Phil Collins is pretty damn good. He's a one-man band, right? Shit.
Yeah, but man, Neil Peart though, goddamn man, another rest in peace right there. Because in this movie, he's incredible. I mean, his drum solo of Life, goddamn, that was incredible, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like he was. They called him they didn't call him the professor for anything less, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's some other celebrities in this movie. I believe Tina Fey comes at the end as the burrito mama. At the very end.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, that's Tina Fey, and also Chris Kattan is Walter Mellon.
Walter Mellon. Oh, that's funny as shit, dude.
Oh, Bruce Campbell is Chicken Biddle?
Yes, Bruce Campbell.
What?
I don't know if Bruce Campbell's in here either.
Yeah, that's Bruce Campbell as well.
Hell yes. Oh my God, I love that. And of course, H. John Benjamin shows up, and I immediately recognized his voice, of course, as one of the agents.
And also, I think Bill Hader is in this as well. I think he plays the other agent, I believe. I may be wrong. But
John
I don't know.
Glazer plays the other agent.
Oh, John Glazer. Yeah, John Glazer, who is he's well known to Adult Swim aficionados for doing Delocated and also Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter. And he was also the voice of Stroker in Stroker and Who as well. So
Yeah, the agent bit was good. I like that. That was funny.
Which one?
The bit with the agents breaking in.
Oh, that was great, man. Because it's just Shake bullshitting completely. He's absolutely just bullshitting the entire time and just making it was like, hey, this is how we came to be, and this is what happened to Frylock. And it's like, Jesus Christ! I mean, are we going to go full cybernetic ghost of Christmas Past from the future here? Who, by the way, also makes an appearance in this movie, and he is so obtuse as usual. I love his character as well. I mean, he will literally just show up, just tell you some random bullshit, and then just leave. Doesn't elaborate and leaves.
Chad.
Right? It's like, I mean, and nobody knows why he was made. Nobody knows why he just shows up in New Jersey, and nobody knows why he's always fucking with the Aqua teens. I mean, the first episode that he was on, they had Danzig as a guest character in that particular episode, and it's like, who sent you and why?
Right.
And why do you just tell long-winded stories that meander and go nowhere?
Yeah,
you know,
he's actually one of the more prominent characters in this film. He's always there with the Plutonians,
and he's always there to hump something.
Yes,
he's always humping. That robot's always humping something, right?
Yeah, we get a little cameo from George Lowe as Space Ghost too.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do have a very brief moment with Space Ghost, and it's like, man, I've heard George Lowe is not doing too well right now. I heard that he's kind of might be slipping into dementia, maybe. That's what I heard, though. I may be wrong. I hope not, because George Lowe is a treasure. I mean,
of course.
I used to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast back in the day when, like, even before Adult Swim was really a thing. You know, that was pretty much the progenitor of Adult Swim. Like, even what gave us Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, he's pretty much like a Batman Conan O'Brien. You know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then he has Voltar, and then he has Zorak and everything.
Yeah.
Both of them, C. Martin Croker, by the way.
Give you a reason to stay up all night, watch Boomerang and
I know.
Culture and Cartoon Network.
Back then, it was Toonami Midnight Run. You would see uncut Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z, and then they would show the Tex Avery show, which was a bunch of Tex Avery cartoons, and then they would show a little mini block of Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was pretty much the origins of Adult Swim right there. It was basically that whole little block of live action, and that's kind of how Adult Swim even kind of coalesced together with Toonami. You know, like Adult Swim runs Toonami now. You know, and William Street kind of came out of that. You know, so I mean, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I mean, that's why it was great for them to have this movie. You know, it's great to have this movie from them. But anyway. Yeah, we get a whole conceit in this movie about them trying to find their origins and everything, trying to remember how they came to be. And that leads to places, needless to say.
I mean, you know, in true Aqua Teen fashion, we never get like an actual like real explanation of their origin, but that's kind of like the gag. The whole movie is that they're trying to finally tell the origin story, right? And you know, by the end of it, you're really not sure what to believe, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
No, none of it matters.
None of it matters.
Not one bit of it.
They talk about unreliable narrators. This is like unreliable plot.
Yes,
absolutely. You can't rely on anything here because it's just going to shoot some random bullshit at you, you know?
Well, and then there's that robot dude who was just like is double speaking everything in one sentence. He contradicts himself.
Yeah, that's just. I think that's Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the Future.
Oh, God.
That was him. It's like, yeah, no, his stories are always contradictory, and even Frylock like constantly points it out, and he's just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, and then we have the Mooninites who show up out of nowhere. And the Mooninites are interesting because they were originally supposed to be characters from a video game that were deceased. They were supposed to be like ghosts that was haunting the Aqua Teens property and everything. But somewhere along the line, they became aliens and they became Mooninites. They became moon people.
Yeah,
but
I love the Mooninites. I mean, obviously, like they were going to get a role in this film because they're one of the more popular Aqua Teen characters.
They're the best Aqua Teen villains as well. I mean, they are part of the Rogues Gallery here, and a very, very prominent part of their Rogues Gallery because, I mean, pretty much all of the episodes involving the Moonanites, they have their own little vibe to them. You know, it's always just the Aquatines versus the Moonanites. You know, it's always like Attack of the Moonanites and whatnot. So
yeah, they're one of the more recurring villains, and you know, you kind of see them everywhere. They're the ones that get marketed more heavily because I think that they're a little bit more popular. And, you know, why wouldn't you? Because they're fucking great.
Well, here's how popular they were at one time. Back in the the mid 2000s, I think it was, or maybe it was a little while before this movie came out. There was a viral marketing stunt in, I believe it was in Boston, where they put up a bunch of light bright mock-ups of Ignignokt getting the finger and everything.
Oh yeah,
and apparently people thought that those were bombs. Well, and that caused an entire bomb scare in the city of Boston. And it was just a marketing stunt, you know, made by a guy who, by the way, has some snazzy fucking fashion sense. If you've ever seen him, it was pretty trippy. And it was I think a vice president of Cartoon Network at the time actually resigned over that. So
yeah, I'm an IMDb nerd, so of course I was reading the trivia on this, and they talk about that the guy had to resign, and then he had to pay $1 million in restitution to the police and Homeland Security.
Damn, it's like, and all because of some light brights. That's literally what they were. They were just light brights. You know,
I remember you told me that story about.
Yeah, it's one of those ridiculous little things that it's just like, did that really happen?
It's like McDonald's coffee being too hot.
Yeah, no, that was actually pretty bad. I mean, that poor lady got burned.
That was a legitimate complaint. Yeah, like she got
she was legitimately burned very badly.
30-degree burns.
Yeah, no, that was very legitimate.
Why does it need to be that hot? They're doing like mocha fraps now, right?
Yeah, right. That's probably why they made iced coffee. But anyways,
I'll go to bat for McDonald's mocha frap. I kind of love it.
Yeah, those are good.
Their mocha fraps are delicious.
It's cheaper than Starbucks, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, further along in this movie, more stuff happens. So what else happens in this movie? Oh yeah, the Insanoflex.
Yeah, the
fuck. Yeah,
the weird Boltflex.
Like the MacGuffin of like most of the plot, but it gets resolved, I think, like an hour into the film.
Oh yeah, it gets resolved rather quickly, but it doesn't even get really built up until halfway through the movie. Even we don't even get.
Is that why it's shaped like an M? Because it's the MacGuffin.
It might be. I mean, the easy. I think the in-universe explanation was it was Dr. Weird's initial upside down, W.
But then why was it upside down on the machine then?
I don't know. Maybe it was MacGuffin. I mean, if so, that's actually a lot more clever than I realized, to tell the truth. But the Insanoflex is great, though, because, I mean, once it transforms into the ginormous robot and everything and starts working Carl out to death and everything, it's like it's just an excuse for that song. That's all it is. You know, I like your booty, but I'm not gay. That whole thing is like, that's all it is. It's just a vehicle for that song, and I am thankful for it because that song is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Do y'all think that we should end this episode with that one? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the Insanoflex, I think, starts laying eggs and starts hatching other Insanoflexes. And apparently, Oglethorpe may or may not have invented it. But then it turns out it was invented by Dr. Weird, right?
Yeah, but then it was actually invented by who was it that was behind everything? Now I'm forgetting.
Oh yeah, Walter Mellon.
Walter Mellon was the final, right? Yeah,
That's
was the one that was pulling
hilarious.
the strings. So technically, you know, the end universe answer from the latest information that we know is that Walter Mellon invented the Insanoflex.
Yeah, for reasons. Just reasons. I mean, that's the only way that you could really get into it. It's just fucking reasons and everything. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, they pretty much kill off the Insanoflex early on, and then we just get the whole conceit with, well, where did this come from? And then they go to Dr. Weird's castle / lofts, and that's where we end the movie with burning chickens and screaming and flamethrowers, and I think there are missiles that are launched at some point, and I think their guns are pulled. Lots of guns in this movie.
So many guns. Yeah.
Big titty 9-layer burritos, voice acted by Tina Fey.
Yeah, that was just. Honestly, Shake's reaction is the most logical reaction. He just launches himself out of a fucking window. He defenestrates. He's out of there. Like he sees that thing. He's just like, nope, no more.
Big old gas station burrito.
I'm done. I'm out. Yeah, like I love that he just launches out the window. No explanation. We're just like, I guess that was just it for him.
No, that was his boundary, I guess.
Yeah,
and then the movie.
I mean, at least this time they don't all die at the end, right?
I know, right? I mean, that would have been disappointing if they did that, but no, everybody except for Shake is pretty much alive at the end of the movie. Maybe except for whoever Meatwad launched the missiles at. Oh yeah, that's right. It was Space Ghost.
Yeah, I don't think Carl's in good shape either.
No, Carl is not in good shape at all at the end of this. He is turned into a huge muscle-bound freak and finds himself another muscle mommy who turns out to be Dr. Weird in disguise.
He actually gets a Giga Chad physique. My man Carl becomes the Giga Chad.
He does. He is the Giga Chad.
But wait, so Dr. Weird was creating muscles so he could become muscular, but he also has the ability to camouflage himself as a muscle mommy. So
yeah.
Why didn't he
what the hell?
I know. I know I should have put logic to this then. Why didn't he build himself his own muscle suit?
I don't know, man. This is a movie where we have aliens and robots making out with each other. Anything can happen.
I won't yuck their yum.
Seriously.
Hey, has anybody got like an image of Carl all super Chad jacked up to that Bring Me the Horizon song?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't think so. if not, we should probably work on that because it would be amazing. Yeah, Mega Giga Chad Carl. It's like a Carl Brutana Nanaluski.
The Giga Chad.
The Giga Chad.
You feel mine?
But let's talk about what ends up being the Aqua Teen's origins here. At the very end, we learned that apparently Dr. Weird was... at first, we're led to believe that Dr. Weird is the ones that created the Aqua Teens by way of frying up Frylock, forcing a bunch of chickens into Chicken Biddle, pretty much just... making Meatwad what he is, and also making Master Shake.
I don't know. I always just assumed that Dr. Weird was the one that created them.
It's always been very heavily implied, like especially if you look up in Frylock's room, there is a picture frame in the back that has him, Dr. Weird, and Frylock kind of laughing, and Dr. Weird's hair is actually brown then.
Yeah,
so
I noticed that in the movie. Was that in the series proper too?
It was in the series, yes. It's absolutely part of the background in the series proper.
I thought so, yeah, because something had to have given me the impression, and he was just always kind of just there at the beginning of the intro, and it was like, how is he connected to this? You kind of were just naturally led to assume that he created them,
Yeah. Well, initially, Dr. Weird's whole purpose was to create the monster of the week for the Aqua Teens to try to outwit, because originally they were a detective agency.
That's
so that was their whole thing.
What they did with it, is he would create the monster of the week. But because he was doing that, it kind of implied that he also had created them.
Yeah, it was heavily implied. Yeah, but it's pretty much. At first, it seems confirmed, and then they completely flip it upside on its head. Yeah. Just completely, throws it all out the window, and then we have Tina Fey, mommy burrito with big titties. So, it's a real make of it what you will kind of movie when you really get down to it. I mean, it's why I guarantee you probably listened to us for this last. Getting close to 50 minutes or so, like you probably learned nothing about this movie, and that's pretty much par for the course. There's no explaining this movie. It's literally told at the beginning of the film. Do not explain the plot. If you don't understand this, you're not supposed to be here. So it's just like, damn. It's like, damn, I'm high. Nah, shit.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 420. We're allowed to be.
This is our American, right?
This is America. That's what you're telling me that here in America, I can't watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters while completely baked. Are you telling me this?
And not be high? What the
I can't be high for that?
You told me I can't do that.
Excuse me, I thought this was America.
Yeah, this is America, goddammit. What the fuck?
It does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty.
No. Oh, yeah. Damn it. But anyways, I guess that we could go ahead and start wrapping up here and start getting into our final thoughts on everything that is Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters. But one more thing that I want to talk about before we wrap up, though, is the soundtrack here. The soundtrack is actually really amazing.
Yeah.
To tell the truth. First you have the linoleum knife. Excuse me, that's a little bit of a tongue twister. Linoleum knife. And then you have songs by 9 Pound Hammer, which is about a song about Carl. And then you have Unearthed, and then you have Super Chunk, and you have you have a lot of really, really, really cool shit here, but I really, really love the Super Chunk song. I think it's Matchsticks and Mistakes or something. Matchsticks and Misfits, I think it's called. And there's some really cool songs on this soundtrack. Did y'all get a chance to listen to any of these songs outside of the movie?
No.
Damn, no, you got to check out the soundtrack. It's actually really killer. I remember when this movie came out, they actually had a tour with Unearthed, with 9 Pound Hammer, with Mastodon, and a couple of other people who were on the soundtrack. And it was actually a really cool little tour that they did. But yeah, I had to at least bring that up because I highly recommend checking out the soundtrack to this movie, especially if you can get it on vinyl. It's really fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, let's get into final thoughts, and we'll start with our guest, Jason. Go ahead.
So I'm just looking it up on Spotify. That's on me, the playlist.
All right.
So this is kind of a critic analytic proof movie. There's no, just go in, roll with it. Don't think about it too hard, and just enjoy the chaos, the insanity, and you'll have a good time.
Oh, I mean, definitely. Yeah. That's really the most succinct way that you can put it. I mean, it's just what you have to do when you experience a movie like this. I would argue a similar movie is probably Freddy Got Fingered. That's another movie that I kind of think fits into that. And yes, I mean, I know that Ebert, did a pretty extensive write-up on that movie, but maybe in a way that movie ended up being critic-proof, even to Ebert. So
remember, I think I was thinking about Drop Dead Fred.
No, we're talking Freddy Got Fingered.
No,
the soon-to-be Criterion classic. Yes, Freddy Got Fingered for Criterion, 100%.
It needs to be a Criterion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. When it gets reappraised in another 50 years.
It's already being reappraised now. Shit. I mean, dude, on the Criterion streaming channel, they had Freddy Got Fingered as one of their list of Razzie nominated or Razzie winner movies.
Technically, it is about 20 years old too.
It is. It's an old movie now.
Yeah.
But Ash, what are your final thoughts?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie film for theater is absolutely incredible. Like I said, it is the encapsulation of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force experience in a feature-length film. So that's what you're coming in for. I know for some people, I was watching some reviews, and one thing I heard a lot was that short format of Aqua Teen Hunger Force is what really allows for that chaos to happen, and that in some ways there's a lot of difficulty translating that into feature length. But that's why I say this movie is best enjoyed high, because you can kind of just ride along with it and enjoy it. That's the beauty of it. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm here for a more extended, because I mean, when I'm watching Aqua Teen, I'm typically kind of watching a few episodes at a time. I mean, we're just kind of, you might like put on like a season or something while we're hanging out or whatever, So it's like I'm already used to watching it for hours on end. So what's, just one plot. And I kind of also like that they even broke up the structure of the movie somewhat into little sections. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I must say that that's what makes Aqua Teen Hunger Force and a lot of those old Adult Swim shows some of the most bingeable shows that you can watch these days, because I mean they just flow into each other so perfectly, and most of the humor is so absurdist that, and I mean it just kind of flows into itself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really lends itself well to hours of binge watching, and you can watch an entire season in less than an hour or two. So
this feels like
even less than an hour.
A string of episodes, really, So, like, you could definitely watch this in the middle of a binge,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I want to say that they did actually break it up into episodes at one point, but they might not have. I don't know. That would have been a little too much, but yeah, I mean, I get exactly what you're saying. This is like the perfect bingeable show when you really get down to it. And this movie in long form kind of gives you an example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Robert, time for your final thoughts on this movie.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually seen the movie, but
yeah, same here.
Yeah,
always been a fan of the show, though. When it was going on when I was a kid, and
yeah,
I think there was, I was watching this alongside Robot Chicken at the time, but,
Robot Chicken, C-Lab, all that stuff,
like Workaholics happening, that was like the newest thing, right?
Yeah. So you were switching between Adult Swim and Comedy Central at the time, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty much an all-night thing, I mean? You went from one to the other, right?
Exactly. Like if something came on that you just weren't vibing with, you can turn to the other one and
the next
probably
one.
find something there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I don't know, this show was really good. It's just hysterically funny, and I don't know, man. I need to go back and watch the first two seasons again. Actually,
I have them. We could put them on after this.
It's really been such a long time, though. Like,
dude, you got it, man. I'll turn them on like here in a little bit after we're done.
Just the comedic humor and the timing is just pretty spot on, and just, dude, I just remember laughing my ass off and then just going like, dude, these guys are fucking retards,
Jesus.
But yeah, man,
I just kind of had a revelation that this movie is really a metaphor for the Industrial Revolution.
Really?
So yeah, imagine a time where everything around you was different, like a big adventure. And long ago, before our grandparents were born, there was something amazing called the Industrial Revolution. It was like a giant switch that turned on a whole new way of living. Picture a world without machines doing most of the work. People had to do everything by hand. But then, with the Industrial Revolution, magical machines appeared. These machines could do tasks so much faster and easier than people could. And suddenly, factories popped up everywhere, like big, busy beehives. Instead of making stuff at home, lots of people went to work in these factories to make all sorts of cool stuff. From clothes to toys to big machines, they were making it all. So the Industrial Revolution was like a whirlwind of change, bringing new inventions, faster ways of doing things, a whole new world to explore. It was an exciting time that shaped the way we live today, just like this movie was.
Amazing. That's an amazing write-up. Damn.
Hell yeah.
But hell yeah. So Robert, that's all you got to say about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it really takes me back to my childhood. And
yeah, it takes me back to my 20s, man. Like this type of humor really defined that period of my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know, man. All hilarious happening at one time, even with South Park, too, you know, being a new thing.
Yeah.
Or just new episodes.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, Jason, what's going on with Dads from the Crypt?
Oh, man. So for those that don't know, Dads from the Crypt is my podcast with me and two other dads. And we started off as a Tales from the Crypt review podcast, and we actually finished the entire series. But we're moving on to other horror and sci-fi anthology shows. We did the first 2 seasons of Black Mirror. Then we switched to do Creep Show, the series on Shudder. And I think we're going to alternate between those 2 shows for probably most of the rest of the year, do some movies and whatnot. And just, you know, what other movies pop up. We have a great review of Late Night with the Devil. Lots of cool stuff and other, you know, little bits that we're working on. You can find us on, you know, all the major places. Instagram. We are on TikTok now at Dads from the Crypt Talk.
Nice.
And we post things on YouTube, you know, just like everyone else, but, you know, it's fun. So we also give dad advice, and we have some really cool guests coming up. So yeah, keep in tune.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely. And Ash, what's going on with Collateral Gaming?
Well, very soon we should have out part 2 of our anniversary special on Fable 2. Part 1 was Fable 1. And then we're going to be doing our 420 special. So I think we're just going to go ahead and make it the Naruto game because I want to tie that into the episode we did with you and Matt St. Jack from Anime Talk on the last Naruto, the movie. So tying it in with Collateral Gaming, we'll be throwing out an episode on the latest Naruto game, Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. And then going into April, of course, will be our bad game month. So we'll be covering Plumbers Don't Wear Ties and E.T., the Atari game.
Oof, nice.
I'm there for both of them.
Hell yeah.
I'm there for both of them, bro. Seriously.
Fuck yeah. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time with that. So hopefully, yeah, the Fable 2 episode should already be out by the time this is out. And the Naruto episode we'll have out on 420 at the very least. So
Awesome. Awesome. And with Collateral Cinema, we just released our episode with the Retro Anime Podcast talking about Project ACO. You can listen to that on all the podcatcher apps. And we will, like Ash said, have our other anime episode with Matt St. Jack from Anime Talks talking about the last Naruto the movie. So, yeah, look for that very soon. And we'll be ending our season with Cloak and Dagger with the Spy Hearts. So, yeah, look for all of that coming up very soon.
Oh, man, I just watched that for the first time in, like, you know, since I first saw it years ago. And I gotta say, it made me cry a little bit, as a dad especially.
Yeah.
I'm really curious the whole time. So I used to love that movie when I was a kid, and it's almost like a fever dream, the way I remember it. So to watch it makes almost as like too much. I think I do like I want to ruin it.
Movie does mean a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I watched The Wizard. It was another movie I really loved when I was a kid because of all the Nintendo crap. And
California.
Watching it now, I have a whole different perspective. I call it like the child endangerment movie.
Yeah. No, that movie just makes me think of Horse the Band because they sampled that in their song Cutsman. So that's what that makes me think of. But yeah, and Robert, we have some short films coming out soon, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Including a fan film for Halloween, right?
Yeah, it's a Halloween, still working title, really.
Awesome.
Halloween fan films.
We got to film something on my new iPhone.
But I wanted to work on like at least 2 other shorts this year and then maybe release them, you know?
Right on. So yeah, look for that, and also check out Texas Sundown on Robert's YouTube and on the Collateral Cinema YouTube. You can find it there. And you can also find Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming on all the podcatcher apps, Spotify, Podbean, Google Play, all that good stuff. And you can also find us on our shitposting group on Facebook, Collateral Media Podcasts. Find us there. You can find us on Good Pods. Follow us there and like us and give us reviews so that we can climb the charts there. And also hit up our YouTube channel where we also have Collateral Let's Play going with Beat 'em Up Fridays. Our current Beat 'em Up game is, I believe, what was it? It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time. I watched that with my buddy the other night. I watched your Let's Play on that. And he had played the game before, but I think he played the Super Nintendo version. Yeah.
I mainly played the Super Nintendo version, and I'm gonna play through it again because I'm gonna play through that version because there's a lot of differences.
Yeah,
there's at least a few differences there.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, look for us there, and also check us out on. We're going to have our TeePublic store up and running here very soon. As soon as we get some designs uploaded, we will do that. And also check us out on Patreon. You can become a $1 or $5 Patreon member there and watch our full-length movie commentaries. And also hit up our Buy Me a Coffee, where you can just throw us $1, $5, or $10. So, yeah, and we are also a Podbean affiliate. If you look for our link in the show notes, you can get 1 month of free podcasting on Podbean if you sign up for the unlimited plan. So check us out there. And, guys, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Happy 420.
Happy 420, everybody. Hell yeah. That's right. Smoking weed. Oh, drinking beers. Drinking beers. Who rolls the blunts? We rolls the blunts. Snoochie boochies, y'all. All right, we're out of here. Happy 420, everybody. Stay safe and smoke it up.
Sights will rain down your throat with hard acid. Dissolve your testicles and turn your guns into snakes. This is a copyrighted movie for Time Warner. If I find you sold it on eBay, I will break into your house and tear your wife in half.
Collateral Cinema is a Collateral Media podcast. All music and movie clips are owned by the respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.